Dear Frank Ocean, above all else, I hope you are doing well. Life is strange and incredibly difficult, and to make art on top of all of that is a tall order. In your particular circumstance, the sharing of the art must be strange. I can't imagine. I get nervous when I want to post something to Instagram to my 280 followers. You are well within your right as an artist and as a human being to do whatever the fuck you want with your music. In fact, one of my favorite types of story is the one where a prolific artist was a complete unknown until they died, and then some landlord found a bunch of masterpieces. If that is the sort of life you are aiming for from now on, then so be it. Genuinely. And if you aren't releasing music because you are content, or you're grieving, or you're in love, or some odd mixture of life's most consuming feelings, then you can really ignore the rest of this. Art can wait. But if the rumors are true, Frank, and part of the reason you aren't releasing music is rooted in fear, then I'd like to try and persuade you to ignore that feeling. I'd like to persuade you to remove the cycle of creating and sharing art from comparison, prestige, and overall expectation. Let's start with the idea of living up to your past creative efforts. As a big fan of yours, Frank, I'd like to think you still dabble in creating music, and further would like to think that you get to share that music with collaborators and close friends. Honestly, that's 90% of it. And if this makes you content, then I'm happy for you, but sad for myself. I get it though. Your friends aren't saying the same type of shit you hear from the internet, ranging from nauseating critique to nauseating praise and every single thing in between. But all of this noise from the internet, at worst, is just another trillionth cog in the money machine, and at best, is just people trying to participate. Maybe I'm being naive, but I think it's mostly the latter. Either way, it is just a blip on the radar of what it would mean for you to release more music. Each individual having their own relationship with the song across the numerous times they may experience it, with different connections to the people and places they get to hear it. It's inconceivable to imagine the wave of impact of any artist at your scale. But to me, this is what makes art art. These moments that you, the artist, could never fully grasp, of meaning and hope and connection. Shit, even if that connection is in a mutual disgust of your project. If that ends up being by and large the case, then you'll be in amazing company. People love to laugh at a terrible project. And if you made something honest, I think you get to laugh along with them. And that risk of being laughed at, it's also what makes art worth something. To you, the artist, once you have made the art and shared it, your job is over. You couldn't make an album so bad everyone hated it any more than you could make an album so good everyone loved it. But removing this part of the cycle, the sharing, because you fear something you cannot control, is to rob yourself of being a part of the whole journey. And it cheapens the process. To me, without the risk of negative perception, art just isn't the same. It doesn't feel like anything was actually finished. If you agree with me at all, then let people compare your new shit to your old shit. They are just having fun and trying to participate. I was talking to my friend Alec about writing this open letter, and he didn't think you were fearful of releasing music, but that you liked the position you were in. Everyone anticipating the next project, salivating for a glimpse of the mysterious enigma that is Frank Ocean. It would make sense to me if that was part of what kept you from releasing your art, but how long can that be better than the whole cycle of art? To me, living in the warm glow of anticipation is connecting your art too deeply to your own comfort. Getting wrapped up in the comfort of past successes is a part of the process, in my opinion, but it is far from the whole process. I think I disagree in general with Alec that this is a big part of the reason you aren't releasing music, but I don't know. I wanted to cover it. What I'm trying to get at is I think you'll find a slightly less coveted approach to making and releasing music to be more liberating. Completing each part of the process from idea to execution to release is fun. Another artist that comes to mind when I think about not releasing music is Andre 3000. What a fun way he decided to break that pattern. Everyone expected one of the greatest rappers alive to eventually release a solo album that would live up to the prestige of Outkast, that would show why Andre 3K deserves his place on the Mount Rushmore of rappers. There were the same rumors that he wasn't releasing music because he was afraid of the expectations. Then people started spotting him floating around different cities with a flute. Eventually, he releases a fucking flute album. One of the greatest rappers of all time releases an instrumental flute album after 17 years of anticipation. What a beautiful thing. Now, I do wish he'd participated more frequently in the sharing of his art in that 17 years we waited, but anyone who heard that he was releasing a flute album and got mad that it wasn't a rap album is thinking about art in the wrong way, in my opinion. I liked Andre's album, but I'd go as far to say that I'd prefer artists release actual garbage on a regular basis than not release anything at all. Like, I know everyone hated Cuddy's Speeding Bullet to Heaven, but I actually liked a couple of tracks off of that, so it was worth something to somebody. I'm proof. So, maybe that's it. Release some garbage. Release an album so fucking bad that all expectation of what you would do next gets sucked out the window. Then make something else. Just participate in all of it. The point to me is just the process of creating, but I think anyone who thinks that sharing what you've created isn't a part of the process is kidding themselves. It is, in my eyes, the final puzzle piece. When you bare yourself to the world and let them turn their eyes on you. Letting the world nitpick and critique you, yes, but also letting the world see you, take a part of you with them, share you with someone else, transform you into something that helps them to share in whatever way they can in the process. Let go of your attachment to what you've made and let other people make their own attachments. Frank, I sincerely hope you are doing well and are having a good time on our little planet. Whatever it is you make next, I can't wait to see it, hear it, and share in the process with you. Kind regards, Zebulon.